So as we already understood also from yesterday's meeting, we are moving into a new globalized digital era. Okay, more and more platforms are dealing with cryptographic assets, with data security, with blockchain technology. So this is also something that we in line with. And we bring a totally different vision and concept of doing investments and utilizing real estate as well as other commodities in the digital space. So we come with One Touch Global as basically a platform that allows people all around the world to participate in RWA. This is our main objective, okay, as One Touch Global. And we focus mainly on tokenizing assets, okay? We are just the gateway platform to Zodex, okay? And the main thing that Zodex does is it tokenizes and consensualizes contracts, okay, that are written upon agreement with different people. And of course, you also have a real ownership, okay, with security, with data compliances, with ownership records, as well as contracts that actually give you a proof on the global markets that you own a piece of RWA. Okay. So in One Touch Global, we also have 4 different types of realms which we are handling. Okay. The 4 products we are handling here are the RWA T, RWA Cafe, RWA Gold, and RWA Real Estate. Note that these are all different types of structures in terms of business. This is like every single one of them represents a single branch, has its own tokenization policies and methods. And if you actually want to participate in these given markets, you have to acquire the same RWA ownership, okay? So what we do in terms of the 4 products, as we can see, we are mainly distributing and also already in the production of tea-based products, okay, such as powders, boxes, and other tea-related products. We are already in production for that. And if you want to participate in that type of business, you can join via One Touch Global by purchasing an RWA T package. Okay, and this package is worth $100. Okay, and you get a real ownership of our tea production and tea enterprise sector. If you are interested more into a different type of RWA cafe. This is, for example, franchises, okay, Starbucks, other types of big names in cafes, they handle with franchise. And what we do with RWA Cafe is basically we go through our channelings, okay, through our community, to our cafes, to our basically already in production, and you can be basically a stakeholder as well as a participant in the management of the cafe. You can be an investor on the cafes, and the revenue that is generated throughout these different types of chain cafes or establishments, they run into the platform, allowing you to also take a share of the benefits. Okay. We also have our gold product. We already been expanding into Thailand and Indonesia with gold specifically. We have also did a lot of contracts already to regulate and to certify gold production and gold exploration. So this is also already an ongoing type of business. And this is also something that is not new with blockchain, is the gold sector, okay? Many other platforms are already tokenizing gold ownership, and we are also another player in this vast market. And of course, the big thing that everyone already understands that is being tokenized, has doing a lot of waves, especially in Dubai, is the real estate sector. Okay, which allows you basically to own a fraction of a building, let's say. An office, or just a quarter of a room, or you can actually use this to many different types of real estate ownership. You can also come to us via the RWA real estate package. And this gives you, as I also mentioned before, owned ownership, a certified ownership of our RWA real estate business. Okay. And this is already thriving market. Many people, really, especially Dubai, is already embracing this, because this is a huge instrument to get people also involved into properties utilizing blockchain. Not only is it secure, note that all contracts with all different type of packages are regulated by legal authorities. They give custodial rights of every single share you buy, and also the dividends that are paid are being recorded and released in the blockchain for everyone to be able to see. Okay. So this actually gives you a proper ownership. Okay, how do we secure ourselves? Because we also need to know who are we handling with, is through our data compliances systems. Okay, everyone in One Touch Global who wants to become an investor, who wants to become a networker, needs to register with a proper KYC. Okay, many platforms don't have this, especially in this type of market. We do, because we want to be transparent when we are operating with our clients. And for future businesses, if we go to other branches, we can already present a portfolio of active users utilizing the platform with a proper database. So we can actually show numbers to other types of businesses, say, so they respect One Touch Global more in that regard. And also, as you can see, the different types of packages have different types of pricings. Okay, so now that we have a better understanding of our products, of our technology, let's dig into the incomes. Okay, so the first income that we have is the RWA staking income. Okay, basically, what we do for you to purchase a package is, nonetheless, if you build more team or you just want to own an RWA ownership, you receive straight away 1.5% of your initial investment. Okay, and this is weekly calculated and monthly distributed. This is regardless the package you buy, you always receive 1.5% per week, and you get this weekly bonus on the end of the month. Okay, and this is for 100 weeks, which represent a total time frame of 2 years. So this is already a great passive income that you are receiving just for becoming a member and purchasing a package. Okay, so let's go for the second one. We also have a business partnership income. So for the business partnership income, the way it works is, because we in One Touch Global, we believe that networking is a great tool. Okay, it's a great catalyst for driving not only sales but also to raise product awareness and platform awareness, which is also something we are very looking forward to do now, since we are globalizing as well now, more into Africa, Europe, Asia, also targeting South America. We are broadening our space. Okay, and with this comes also network marketing as a catalyst and a tool. And what you actually benefit from bringing people in is the business partnership income. Okay, and what does this business partnership income states? That, for example, if you are a member of One Touch Global platform, you acquired a package, whatever the pricing of the package is, whatever the package itself it is, you get basically a dividend from our platform based on the sale you did. So, for example, if you direct sponsor someone who purchased a package of RWAT, you get 35% of their initial investment. Okay, since they invested $100, you receive $35 for the next 12 months. Okay, we distribute this $35 divided by 12, and you get 112 each month. Okay, and you can bring as many people as you like, but note that the percentages are different related to the packages they buy. The more expensive package, the more you earn, and also the dividend accumulates on a monthly basis. Okay, so basically it always gets bigger and bigger every month. After the 12-month period, you no longer receive the dividend for that particular direct sponsor, but other direct sponsors that you are able to acquire, they still receive the percentages accordingly. So I just state now the percentages. So for the RWA cafes, $100 in minimum investment, 35% dividend. RWA cafe, $500 as the initial investment, and 40% of dividend. RWA Gold, $1,500 as a minimum investment, and you receive 45% of this amount. And of course, RWA Real Estate with 5,000 as an initial investment, and you get 2,500 divided into 12 every month. Okay, so this is also a huge sponsor bonus. Okay, many platforms that are doing marketing, they have tops 30%, 25%. We are giving 50% on the direct sponsor. Okay, I will also later give a bit more insight on how this module is sustainable. So if you have any questions after that, I'm glad to explain. So now let's go for the third income, which is the team building income. So basically, we not only give you a percentage upon sale that you did, we also give you a working income. This is for the team building. Okay, so basically how it works is, if you, for example, today bring 10 people to One Touch Global, each of them with $100, you can get on the same day 8% of the second highest, 9% on the third and fourth, 10% on the fifth and sixth, 11% on the seventh and eighth, and 12% for the ninth and 10th member that recruited. And this is daily. Okay, every time you build business or your team builds business, you get this percentage accordingly. There is a capping for this. Okay, if you are holding an RWAT package, you only receive up to $300 from each allocated percentage. Okay, so let's say that 8% of your second highest is 500. You can only get up to 300 if you have an RWAT package. You can upgrade this. If you upgrade this to RWA Cafe, then you can get up to 500. RWA Gold up to 1,000, with an RWA Real Estate up to 2,000. Okay, so the great thing about this is, if you are already holding an RWA Real Estate, the capping is 2,000 for every single individual group. Okay, I will explain you now a bit more in detail how it works and how the system arranges this metric. Okay, so in here we have a user which has A, B, C, and D as his direct sponsors. Okay, so let's say that A generated 2,000 sales, B 1,000, C 4,000, and D 3,000. The system will arrange this by highest to lowest. So C, D, A, and B. As you can see here, you only get 8% of the second highest. Okay, so 8% of 3,000. Then 9% of 2000 and 9% of 1000. If you had more users, then would be 10%, 10%, 11%, 11%, and then always 12. Okay, if you have 20 from the 9th onward, you only get 12%. Note as well that from C to D, okay, there is a difference. 4000 minus 3000 is 1000. This means that 1000 gets carried forward for the next day. Okay, so basically C for the next day already has a business volume of 1000 that is ready to be matched with other types of business that your team builds or you directly sponsor. Okay, and all this happens every day. Okay, and you always get the bonus accordingly. And this is what we call team building income. Now let's go for the community development income. This bonus here in particular doesn't go on the width of your network, it goes on the depth of your network. Okay, so basically what your teams are building. So let's take this as an example. So let's say that your first generation, your first direct sponsors is your first generation. Okay, their direct sponsors is your second generation, and their direct sponsors is your third generation, and so on. We count up to 5 generations, and the rewards are the following. Okay, so basically you get 5% of the team building income. So basically every time I receive team building income, if you are on top of me and meet the criteria, you get 5% of whatever I generated. Okay, in this case the total income, let's say that the requirements are 2000 total business volume. Okay, and 3 direct, and you get 5% of every team building income from your first generation. For the second generation, you still need 4 direct, which means 4 direct referrals in your first generation, and a total income of 5000. If you have this criteria, you get 5% of the whole second generation team builders income. The same applies for the third, fourth, and fifth. The only thing that changes actually is the amount of direct referrals with 3, 4, 6, 8, and 10. And the total income necessary for you to qualify is 2000, 5000, 10,000, 15,000, and 16,000 US dollars. Note that only 40% of the income requirement will be counted from each direct sponsor or direct team accordingly. I will explain this in more detail in the next slide. Okay, so now let's take, for example, the second group, okay, the level 2, which is, for example, a total of 5000 and 4 direct referrals. This is the requirement. So this is how the system calculates. Let's say that we have this diagram here, A, B, C, and D, who generated as a team 4000 for A, B 3000, 2000 for C, and 1000 for D. What will happen here is the system will calculate 40% of the level requirement, which is level 2, 5000. The 40% of the 5000 is 2000. So it will only take 2000 from A, 2000 from B, 2000 from C, and this already qualifies because 2 plus 2 plus 2 is more than 5000. So if you meet this criteria, you get 5% of every single second generation team building income. Note as well that why are we doing this with the 40%? We are doing this with the 40%. So for example, let's say that we have A with 100, B with 100, C with 100, and D with 5000. Okay, even though D or the total business volume is higher than 5000, it only takes 2000 from the 5000 that D generated. Okay, so only takes 2000, 100, 100, 100, which makes 2300. And since 2300 is less than 5000, you don't qualify for this income. Don't worry, it gets always carried forward. So when you actually meet the criteria, when A, B, and C generate the amount required, you will get that on the day itself. Okay. So this is basically how it works. In the end, if you have any questions, I gladly explain you this in detail. Okay. So also we have 12 different ranks. Okay. We have also a ranking system in place in OneTouch Global. We have 12 ranks from junior to legend. Okay. You get, of course, a one-time reward for obtaining each ranking. You also have a certain requirement. Okay. And in here, as we can see, for example, for the junior, you need as a requirement to have at least 3 direct and a total business volume of 5,000. Note that these 5,000 are also calculated with the 40% rule. So let's say you have 3 direct, two of them have $100 and the other one has 5,000. You still don't qualify for junior because from the junior team business volume, only 2,000 will be actually counted. Okay. As you go up on the rankings, you will be reaching elite. Once you reach elite status, you start receiving an additional bonus called royalty. Royalty is a monthly distributed bonus that gives you 1% of your total team turnover. Okay. And this, of course, for you to achieve this, you have to meet the criteria. Note as well that, for example, if you are in junior and you want to jump to adventure, you need to generate fresh 12,000. Okay, it's not 5,000 plus 7,000, which makes 12,000. No, every single rank you need to get the fresh business volume of 12,000. For the next one, you need fresh 25. For elite, you need fresh 60, and so on. Also, the rewards get higher, of course. And once you are actually on a higher ranking, which means that you are already receiving, for example, on ace status, okay, you're receiving 2% royalty. In this case, if you have, for example, an elite underneath you in your network, you will only get 1% of his team turnover. Okay, why is that? Because you having a 2% royalty and the elite having 1% royalty, 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. So you only get 1% of his network. From the other network, you still receive 2%. Okay. From ACE rankings, the rewards will be distributed in 3 months. From Titan ranking into 6 months, and Master and above will be into 12 months. This one-time reward, of course, will be allocated to you in a 12-month period. Also, now into this section. Basically, we also have a repurchasing module active that states once your income reaches 4 times your initial investment, you need to repurchase a package so that you continue receiving income. Why did we build this? Since we are offering a lot of incomes and a lot of bonuses, we have to implement a forex system. Since you are actually already earning 4 times what you invested in OneTouch Global, it's only fair for company sustainability for you to repurchase a package in order for you to continue receiving dividends on the teams you're building. Okay, so this is vital. This is vital for a project to be sustainable on a long term, which we are already strategizing and planning to be. So this is already a business that is going, and we want just to complement OneTouch Global as a platform for networking. That's why we are implementing the Forex module to be kind of a repurchase module for sustainability. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone.